Sports Pub.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Happy Friday, happy almost weekend, and happy, holy crap, this is a food orgy in front of me. Welcome to another edition, special remote sandwich month edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Today coming to you live from Broski Ciderworks in Pompano Beach, and we are joined Jeff Defo DeForest, thanks for making it out of the man cave. Good to see you on
nice to be here.
Degenerate Friday. Mike Lubie Lubitz behind the control panel. And we're here with the owner of Broski Ciderworks, David. I didn't even get your last name, but I guess I'll call you David Broski just for
David
the heck of it.
Yeah, sure.
And welcome to the Lunchbox, and thanks so much for having us out. And I already sampled a bunch of the ciders they have here, all these great flavored ciders with an apple base, but they blend in local fruits. And Jeffrey of Jeffrey Eats Food Truck that is newly arrived here. You can see there's just a little bit of food that he prepared for us for the lunchbox. We're going to dig in and talk to Jeffrey later on in the show. But David, let's start with the liquid lunch part because just tell us a little bit about the history of this place, how long it's been here, how you got involved, and what happens here every weekend.
Absolutely. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you, Mike over here, and Jeff for dropping by. My name is David. I'm one of the Broskis. So essentially, this is a dream that started back in 2013. That time, I was finishing my PhD studies at the University of Florida.
Now, you said you were studying engineering?
Engineering.
Like civil engineering.
Civil engineering.
Did you get the 10 grand off?
No,
Okay.
I was one of the lucky ones that actually had the scholarship.
Oh, nice.
But I am happy that a lot of people are getting it. But essentially, like what I was doing as a hobby in the meantime is, as I was doing my studies, I started getting into craft brewing. And I actually started making in 2013, 2014. And as I was making beer, I realized there was a lot of math and science involved in that aspect. And I kept making beer. And then I remember it was about 2014 that I went to a bar and I asked for beer. And by accident, the bartender came and she gave me a glass, which was cider. And I tried it for the first time, and I was like, wait, what is this? This is something very different. It was like an English cider that they gave me.
Yeah.
And when I tried it, I said, wow, this is very unique. So I went back home and I started researching what cider was, and I found out that it was a wine, and wine requires a lot more math and science. And of course, me being a nerd, I immediately went into making ciders.
Nice.
So I started developing different cider flavors. At that time, my brother was working at a very big, I would say like alcohol store.
You can say
distribution
Total
store.
Wine, even though they're
Can
not
I
a
say
sponsor.
it?
Yeah, sure, why not? There's no rules
So
here.
my
That's
brother
fine.
was working at Total Wine, and he was in a high up position, and he asked me to send some samples over to him. And I sent some samples of some fresh new ciders that I was making, inspired by my background of tropical flavors. And I sent a passion fruit cider over to him. They tasted it at one of their meetings, and they said, wait a second, like, this is very unique. No one else is making this here in the whole States. And at that time, my brother called me, and he was like, David, like, I know you're an engineer. You're going to be a PhD, but we really need to try to make something out of this. So it's funny, at that time, we actually went to a course in England where we actually learned cider making.
No, and I was talking to you before the show that my first exposure to hard cider was back in my youth, and I spent a semester in London with one of those foreign exchange things, and I spent most of the semester not in class but in pubs, and it was where I first exposed to Strongbow cider, which was like their mass-produced cider.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved the stuff. And they would blend it in drinks there with lager and snake bites, they called it, and then with Guinness with black velvets.
Right.
And that you also needed an engineering degree because you needed math and science to tally up how much the bill was going to be and how many quid you had in your pocket. And the gravitational force of after you consumed your fourth snake bite what was the rate of velocity that your face was going to hit the sidewalk?
Right. But, hey,
Or the shepherd's
pow-
pie, yeah.
power to you. You had enough fish and chips for your lifetime, I'm guessing. But you know what's funny? It's like after he approached me, we really considered the idea. We went to learn about cider making in England, and we actually entered our very first competition at that point.
Right.
And my brother made a cider, I made a cider, and we got first and second place.
Wow. So that's like going to the racetrack like me and Defo when you're young and you end up cashing your first ticket big and then you're hooked like for life. Because
Yes.
once you get that award and prize, you say, oh my gosh, maybe I know what I'm doing. Right.
It was like a validation of all the things that I was doing as a hobby. But then we could actually turn it into a business. And the gentleman that was running that course, his name is Peter Mitchell, very wide known in the cider industry. He said, he turned over to us and he says, guys, if you don't do this, like, you're going to miss out. You need to try to make this.
Awesome. And this was at the time when like the craft brewing scene started to take off. In South Florida, obviously
Right.
around the country, it had been taking off in places like Portland, Oregon, and Texas. But
Right.
here it was when the Funky Buddha people and they moved.
Exactly.
They started in Boca and then they moved to their big thing. So it was kind of nice for you to get a different kind of niche going than all the
Yeah.
people that were brewing beer, right?
It was a niche. And the reason why we chose South Florida was one, because there was nothing like this available in the local market, but also because my family's down here. I grew up down here, down in Miami. My family was living in Pembroke Pines at the time. And I chose a place that was close to my home, and we wanted to introduce cider to the South Florida community.
So you opened this actual brewing or whatever you call it, the Cider Works.
Yes.
In 2015, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
So 2015 we started. Correct.
And again, not a lot of apple orchards in Florida. Where are you
No.
getting the apples from? But then you are also using things that you find here in Florida, the tropical fruits for your flavors, right?
So in order to be called a cider, you need to be at least like 60% made out of apples. So we knew that the apples had to come from a place that grew really good apples. So we actually source our apples from New York, Pennsylvania, Kentucky. But we don't use the apples that you go to the store and you eat, like your Granny Smiths or your Galas or your Red Delicious. We actually use a smaller apple that is a little bitter, it's called a cider apple. It's very it's in the family of like a crab apple if you're from the north. And they're specifically grown and developed actually in England to create just cider. So much like a wine, you have different grapes that make different wines, like your Merlots or your Sauvignon Blancs. In cider, we actually have different apples that make different types of flavors. So what we did is we created like this blend through farmers and orchards up in New York and Pennsylvania and Kentucky, where we created our own blend of cider. And that's what we use to create our ciders here. And
I'm drinking now. This is the classic crisp, just made out of apples. It's absolutely delicious. And they will, I guess you will blend it into a lager if you on request, if you buy a can of beer for the snake bites. But again, warning, that could come up and bite you. They call it a snake bite for a reason. But you were nice enough to guide us through all the different flavors that you have right before we showed up. And I apologize for never being out here before. It's a great little spot. And happy National Dog Day, everybody. Anybody, Tasso out there, Joe Cassell. Hope he's enjoying National Dog Day. And this is, you're saying that it is dog friendly. People can come out and hang out with their dogs.
Yeah, we have plenty of yard space at the front. We are family friendly. We all are the good thing about cider is that gluten free, and there's a lot of people that can't have gluten, but they want to still get happy on the weekend. So, so we say, hey, come to Broski, have a cider. You know,
beer has gluten,
right?
Cider does not. That is right now you can capture a market because it seems like gluten free is all the rage. Where are we? What is the address here? How do people get here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're Broski Ciderworks. Our production space and our tap room is located in Pompano Beach, Florida. The address is 1465 Southwest 6th Court.
Now it's in this little industrial complex.
It's in an industrial complex.
Yep.
Yes, it's industrial complex. That's because we needed the space. We have 7,000 square feet of actual production space, and this is where we kind of launch it. We launched like Broski. The tap room is a way for us to test our different flavors that we're kind of experimenting with, and a lot of people will give us feedback. And if it becomes something really popular, then we move it over to our production side.
And again, it's they could find out more at broskiciderworks.com is the web address. You're on all the major social media.
Yes.
And David, I guess, what are the hours here? Are you open daily or just kind of on the weekends?
We're open right now Wednesday and Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. On the weekends on Saturday from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay. And now you've got Jeffrey Food Truck. Talk a little bit about
we got Jeffrey
bringing in more of the food.
Yeah, I like to kind of backtrack a little bit just to kind of mention why we're here at this place. Like when we first opened, we weren't really, known. Our brand was relatively new. So we had to actually try to find a way to make Broski popular. And one of the ways that we did that was by entering to international competitions. And we started winning awards. We won awards when we opened in 2016, 17, 18, 19. But just this year, we were awarded the best cidery in the entire United States.
U.S.
And the entire
big country.
United States.
The whole country.
In 2021, Broski Ciderworks won the U.S. Grand National Championship for cider making. So it's crazy for us to know that we're the best cider in the United States is made right here in Florida.
It ain't bragging if you got the medals to back you up, and I see them all along the wall here.
Got a bunch of medals, but the relationship and the partnership with Jeffrey came because I know that he has the same quality standards that we do in making cider, and he has his same quality in food making. So right when we first opened in 2015, Jeffrey was one of the very first trucks that we actually hosted here at Broski, and people started loving his food.
His burgers are so good.
His burgers are amazing. So he actually won like a couple of like the Boca food, the Boca Burger
the
battle.
Boca Burger
He
Bash battle, whatever they call
choice.
it. Yeah.
So we wanted to team up with someone that could make food at the same quality and standards that we make our ciders, and that's why Jeffrey's here. And so far, it's been a tremendous success.
So far, so good. I'm glad it's all working out. Well, David Verdugo, I see that your last name, not David Broski, but Broski Ciderworks is the place, and we're so happy to come out. It's great to sample and taste all of your fine selections. I really highly recommend the mango, which is, I guess, a seasonal, using the fresh local
mangoes.
bounty.
Yes.
This year's been a great year for a mango crop, and
Amazing.
it really tastes great. You've also got passion fruit,
Yes.
pineapple, ginger, cran apple. You just poured us a little bit of the special of the day is a peach one, I guess.
Yeah,
and,
peach one. Yeah.
And all these good flavors, and it all pairs well with all this kind of rich food. I guess this is comfort food extraordinaire that we're going to talk with the chef Jeffrey in a minute. But David, again, thanks so much for having us out.
Absolutely, guys.
Thanks for giving us a little bit of sips and samples of all the wonderful product here. Broski Ciderworks, again, 1465 Southwest 6th Court in Pompano Beach. Use your GPS. That's why they build them into the phones. A little bit hard to find. It's kind of easy. You just get off either Atlantic or Cypress Creek Road and head up Andrews, and then you kind of bang a turn at the Southwest 6th Court, and it goes into the complex, and you kind of wind your way around. You'll find it. You'll see a big truck that says Jeffrey Eats and Broski Ciderworks out there. Job well done. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming by and tasting our products and learning about what a Florida cider is. Very different, but I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Good. Hey, and now it's time for a couple of words. This is all kind of stuff. We could have saved this for season 2 of Everyone Under the Sun, Every Dish Under the Sun with the Visit Lauderdale people. And we might come back with Nikki Mohan and the Visit Lauderdale crew. But this was an offer I could not refuse. When David and Jeffrey said, hey, come on out, we'll open just for you before the place opens to the public later in the day. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm there, especially if Jeffrey's burgers are there. And then you get this bonus of this delicious, lovely cider. And we didn't really talk how much alcohol is in it, equivalent to beer, I guess.
Very, very equivalent. Our ciders range from about 4.5% to about like 7%.
Nice.
So it is very similar to a beer. And it's easy drinking,
It's
refreshing.
easy drinking. Little place, a little bit hard to find, but easy to drink. So Broski Ciderworks and the Visit Lauderdale people, again, we want to talk about this month and all of September. Defo, I don't know if you've availed yourself yet to the Dine Out Lauderdale specials going on now at some of the better and high-end restaurants around town where you get these 3- and 4-course meals at a significant discount. You get it either for $35 or $45 at places like Dune on the Ocean, a very upscale joint by Laurent Tarandel, along with the new Four Seasons resort there on Fort Lauderdale Beach, and that Evelyn's restaurant from that chef Brandon Solomon, very talented upscale Mediterranean food. All these places are on the Dine Out Lauderdale. You can go online right now to visitlauderdale.com/deals to find out all the participating restaurants. You could go downtown on Las Olas. Great places like Planta Queen, which is the hot new vegan spot, has some excellent food that Necky's been raving about. I got to get in there. And also places out and about, like in Pompano Beach in your neck of the woods, Defo, Cafe Max. We love those guys, and they have a very big Dine Out Lauderdale menu. Places like Cook and the Cork out by where Lubie lives in Coral Springs. Go check it out. Visit lauderdale.com/deals. Check out all the Dine Out Lauderdale deals. I'm going to be hitting a bunch of places in September because it's going all month long, the rest of August and all of September. And we'll be back after these words on the Lunchbox to talk with Chef Jeffrey at Broski Ciderworks. Come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans. For 30 years, they've been doing a great job. The original location, West Side, 3303 Sheridan Street, just across from TY Park in Hollywood. Then there's the East Side location, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late in both locations. Go there. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. From our friends at Visit Lauderdale and Lauderdeals, don't miss Dine Out Lauderdale during August and September in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Dozens of top restaurants are offering amazing 3- and 4-course meals starting at just $35. See all the Dine Out Lauderdale menus from more than 50 participating restaurants online at visitlauderdale.com/deals. More taste sensations are being added daily, so plan your culinary adventure to Greater Fort Lauderdale and get your taste of the good life for less. Dig in now at visitlauderdale.com/deals. And we're back on a Friday pre-weekend edition of the Lunchbox, coming to you live today from Broski Ciderworks in Pompano Beach. And yeah, I said I wasn't going to be too hungry. I was going to be good today. And then look at what happened here, Defo. What do you see in front of us?
Well, I see food that has blinded you into thinking that you were the only guy here, but that was a record for me in terms of the least amount of words spoken during a 20-minute segment here on our own stream. But no, I can understand why your mind was a little bit foggy because, Chef, this is amazing. We have been entitled and lucky to be in front of some incredible just food spreads on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, and this one may take the cake in terms of variety and just different, unusual, and imaginative things that you put on the table.
Here's the deal, Defo, and this I want to welcome to the Lunchbox, friend of the show, friend of Let's Eat South Florida, Jeffrey Allen Lemmerman. Jeffrey Eats is his food truck. You might have known him from up at Barrel Monks in Boca Raton, and now he's set up shop with a second truck here outside Broski Ciderworks. And the way I was planning it is I was going to do all the talking in the first segment, and now with Jeffrey, while I'm eating all his food, much to your chagrin, you could.
Well, you know, you can stuff your face all you want with this stuff because I wouldn't know where to begin, and certainly I would never want it to end. But give us some ideas here, Chef, because right in front of me, I noticed you have the Brussels sprouts, which is a particular weakness of mine, and they look absolutely scrumptious. Then you've got this peanut butter and jelly thing, and a couple of burgers, and a chicken sandwich. So give us a little bit of a rundown of what we have in front of us.
All right. Well, when you come to Chef Eats, eating light is not what you're getting into.
Yeah.
So I wanted to emphasize that with the smorgasbord that I brought with you today. Since today is National Sandwich Month, I made sure to bring 4 of which, Mike, is
none of which he needs at
classified
this
as a
point.
sandwich?
None of which he needs. I mean, he's already tearing into something, and he hasn't got
It's
it.
not about need;
into the
it's about
sandwich yet,
want.
no.
There we go.
And are we considering the open-faced taco a sandwich?
I mean, it's
our
got to
purposes?
be. If a bagel with cream cheese is a sandwich, I think we're just
There you go.
splitting
You're on him.
hairs.
You're on him about that also. Yeah, you got to him. But anyway, so what do we have? I mean, the chicken sandwich looks great. That's a very popular item. And this burger looks out of sight.
So let's start from left to right here. We have our burger of the month, the Mangonada burger right here that has pepper jack cheese, avocado mash, a tahine candy bacon, and chamoy mango salsa with some fresh cilantro. We have actually something I made special just because Mike was here. This was the first burger he had ever tried at my establishment over at Barrel of Monks in Boca. This is called the Miso Hungry Burger, which has a truffle Gruyere. Yeah, it's a good one. It has
Miso is an M-I-S-O?
Yeah.
Very nice.
So it has a miso black garlic aioli, a truffle Gruyere cheese,
So good.
lettuce, tomato, and caramelized onion jam that we put on there. The flavor is outrageous. Now that I think about it, that's the one I should have submitted to the competition, And then we have our Van Damwitch, which is the tastiest fried chicken sandwich you'll ever have in South Florida. Mark my words on that. Has 2 pieces of fried chicken cutlet on it that is marinated in buttermilk, pickle juice from the pickles that we make in-house. We throw pickles on there as well. We hit it with our bomb sauce, which is our most popular sauce. You can put it on a shoe, and you're going to have a good time. Here we have our pulled pork mac and cheese. That is
Pulled pork mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Let that simmer in the mind here for a
yeah,
second.
you can see it is
Wow.
stacked.
You mentioned it in Mayo's fork. It looks like
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's
Could you-
powered by,
Could you bring a
some
bun for
kind of
this so I can
automation.
put this on a
Yeah.
bun and
You-
count it as a sandwich?
You wouldn't
Because-
be the first person to ask, and it wouldn't be the first time I did it.
that looks sensational.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So that has
Wow, that's good.
apple pico de gallo on top, our pulled pork, which has our homemade barbecue sauce, and a cheddar mac and cheese at the bottom. We make our own bechamel. Everything you see here is from scratch, made to order, including our French fries. Right when you order it, we press them
Those
and we
look
fry them.
dynamite. Wow.
Oh yeah, those are our truffle fries served with our bacon aioli. Then we move up to our wings here. These are my favorite flavor, our Thai chili wings. I have hands down ruined wings for myself from any other establishment, and you'll see once you try it. Then we have our peanut butter and jelly wings, kind of
Peanut
an
butter and
outlier.
jelly wings.
Yeah, they're definitely unique. They're tossed in a raspberry jam in top with crumbled peanuts to give you that peanut butter flavor profile. Moving over here, we have our Brussels sprouts, fried crispy, and then tossed in our Mongolian glaze, the same glaze that is used for our Mongolian pork tacos.
which is excellent. Oh
Right?
my God, they're good.
The
Yeah.
man's a genius. How'd you find this guy, Mayo?
I don't know. I just stumble into places that people tell me about,
Wow.
and it was one of the great members of Let's Eat South Florida that first tipped me. Was a woman, and I was at another event. And she goes, "You got to go to Jeffrey Eats. You got to check out that truck." It took me a while because that sometimes happens to me, but once I did, it was love at first bite.
Good, good.
The
We're
man
glad
can
to hear
cook.
that.
What's your background? Did you have like
You have to also be careful with this location because Mayo has a tendency to just dive into food, overindulge when losing at the track, which is right down the street
Well,
here.
we're an enabler.
And
so.
this would this would pacify like $1,000 loss, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he'd be able to just overcome that in seconds with the emotional high that he would get off eating this food. It's fantastic.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that feedback.
I didn't know about the place, and now that's it. There will never be a time that I bypass this joint on my way back from the Isle Casino, which
Well,
is
I'm
right
glad,
down the
I'm
street.
glad to hear that.
you stick with me and you find these spots, Defo? And
Incredible.
when did well, first of all, your background. You grew up here in South Florida, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a South Florida native, also known as a unicorn, because you don't find too many of them. I was born in Kendall and progressively moved north as I grew up to Plantation, Parkland, and went to school at UCF in Orlando. for business.
Under construction forever.
That's right.
That's what it stands
exactly.
for. My son went there.
And it truly is.
Yeah.
So after that, I graduated with a business degree and decided to go to culinary school because that's not a fan of school, but the one thing that I've always loved throughout college was cooking. I was in our kitchen in our apartment on a daily basis for hours on end, cooking and trying new things, and eventually went to culinary school in Johnson & Wales, where I actually didn't get my degree. I was
that arm you saw in front of your face was Lubie diving
right.
into these truffle fries.
That's my
help
favorite
yourself.
part of the show. This is reality TV where
now
you get
there's food in
Lubie.
front of us,
Good.
so we get excited. I was going to say that you have now, in my opinion, eclipsed as the all-time greatest alum, most famous alum of UCF, Dante Culpepper.
Oh, thank you.
In that category, and you would be number one. When
Dante Culpepper can't make a burger like this.
No, he couldn't throw a pass
burgers.
either. But unfortunately, when he got to the Dolphins, he would be the number one guy. At the indoctrination when they talk about what's big at UCF. So I would put your name at the top of the list at this point.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
And I'm glad I paid the tuition.
Good, good.
So, did you spend a lot of times in some some fine dining establishments, or
about a year? I was a line cook at Addison Reserve Country Club in Boca Raton. We also do a lot of gourmet events at Barrel of Monks. We do our beer
I gotta
dinners.
call time out. This is a historic moment on the Lunchbox.
That's
Jeff Defo DeForest is actually eating on the air.
There we go. He
I
couldn't help
have a
himself.
weakness for Brussels sprouts.
There you go.
Violated
The fries are great.
his
I
own
haven't even
tenets.
gotten into the main stuff.
Oh, but he will.
I knew it would happen.
These are fantastic.
I
Thank
knew
you.
he would break down.
Fantastic.
He took a little rabbit bite of that lobster roll the other day at Even Keel, but he's going in whole hog
This
into
you
those
could eat the whole
Brussels
plate,
sprouts.
man, and
Oh, yeah.
you'd still be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, these are very popular. They're so fragrant that when I bring them into the room, it smells the whole place up. And then all of a sudden, I have a line asking for Brussels sprouts out the window.
No,
It's awesome.
these are fantastic. Now, and you're here every day?
Yeah, so we are open alongside Broski Ciderworks Wednesdays through Sundays.
Okay.
Been open on Wednesdays and Thursdays for 2 years since the pandemic hit. And now that I'm here full time, we're trying to grow an audience here in the tap room, give everyone a reason. Hard to find it as it is. But it's the same with Barrel of Monks, hidden, all these breweries and cider works, they're hidden in these industrial parks.
Yeah, well, we consider them like little pearls, hidden gems
That's
that
right.
you go in and you find, and once you find them, it becomes like a thing. You tell your friends, they tell their friends, and more people start showing up. It's a destination, we call destination.
And you do all of this to go also, I would imagine.
Yeah, I do everything I can. We have a number posted on the truck and online. You can find at Chef Eats if you want to call a takeout order, provide delivery services. I am not a believer in those third-party delivery services. I
You
shun
have
them.
my vote on that one, sir, because again, they talk about the rake in gambling. I mean, these guys rake the proprietors over the coals with their 30%
Yes,
takeout.
they do.
And then,
Well,
you
they
lose
tell you-
quality control over
Yeah,
the food, right?
exactly. So that was an issue that we had. We gave them a shot because that was, everyone said that's what you need to do. So we tried it, and we had so many issues where a delivery driver were assigned to the pickup, and they just we
get
watched
lost?
them on the map. No, they didn't even head to our direction. They're just
Well, they're going. They got to stop at the dispensary.
Yeah, well,
they
they're-
got to go stop
yeah.
at their girlfriend.
exactly.
They stop in at maybe the Broski Ciderworks for a beer before they
Mhm.
hit the truck. No,
So-
it's annoying.
So
I mean,
I've had the customers call me directly and try to rectify this. And when I went and did that, because I just want them to have a nice meal, that's what we're about. I was chewed out by, I think it was DoorDash, because hey, you can't do that with our customers. I'm like, well, your customers
Yeah.
are eating my food.
Yeah,
So
your
that was
customers
the
are
end
my
of that
customers.
conversation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
oh man, that's you know what? That gets my blood boiling. I'm gonna have to take a sip of cider to kind of calm
All
down.
good. Look at this spread. The people that want it have no problem coming out to get it, and our true fans will stop at nothing. So
Now, is the menu readily available? Is it on the website for the brewery here?
absolutely.
Yep.
The menu is the same between both locations. Just head over to chefreeats.com, click on the menu tab, and check it out. All these are a staple on the menu, except for the Miso Hungry, which is special for Mike Mayo over here. And the Mangonada Burger is only available until the end of August. After that, it's gone forever, and then we bring in a new product.
Outstanding, and all the way through. I mean, everything is unique and delicious, phenomenal. And as you say, Mike, if you can find it the first time, you're going to find it many times.
Oh yeah,
thereafter.
they'll hunt me down if they have to.
Yeah, just absolutely amazing that you could produce this kind of quality and out of a food truck. We have many friends that operate food trucks and are in business like this, like our good friend Tommy T. And it really is incredible the quality that you get. Far exceeding anything you would get at a fancy schmancy restaurant.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeffrey, what does it say about the state of play of dining and eating in 2022, where we're getting some of the most innovative and most flavorful, and also when it comes down to it, most affordable dining comes from these trucks that are set up, in conjunction with breweries and cider works places. Right. I mean, you just think there's a gravitational pull away from the full sit-down brick and mortar?
So I think that there's a lot of competition in the food truck industry, and for the most part, you find most of them at these parks and events where they pit 20 to 30 against each other. So you have to be creative and come up with these wild, imaginative things to kind of hook people in, and it's very challenging when you have 30 other trucks there, and most of the people have made their decision on what to eat before they make their rounds around the whole thing. And the vendors that bring you out there, they don't much care for your livelihood because you're a number and a flat rate fee to join these events. So I quickly learned not to do that and to kind of set myself apart. And the reason why I'm able to have such a wide variety on my menu is because I have a singular location, because we don't travel, because I have the storage space and capacity to be able to do all this. Otherwise, when I first started up as a roaming food truck, the only thing I could do was fresh cut fries, burgers, and mac and cheese, and that's all I did.
Right. And
you haven't taken a fork to that mac and cheese, have you?
I did.
Mac and cheese?
Oh, yeah.
And what was the Gambling Gourmet's opinion?
The opinion of this is great because a lot of times you get this mac and cheese and it's a little bit gloppy, not well defined. This is like the mac is.
I like the way he uses a fork, but also a fist at the same time.
and again, the macaroni it's a little bit al dente, so it retains its firmness. And what is this? The Mongolian sauce? It's the
that's our homemade barbecue sauce on there.
Go ahead, try it there, Mike Mayo. All right, Mike Mayo with the full demonstration.
Everything we have is everything we have is done to order, incling the pasta, so we're able to control it. I was an Italian chef before I started this.
It's a good thing that you're very good at public speaking here. Otherwise, we would have no show today.
Trust me, I have no problem talking.
All right. So, the story was what again? That's a very innovative approach.
Oh yeah, I was an Italian chef before this. I worked at Pizza Time Cafe in Parkland for years. Yeah. Now my buddy Nick runs that kitchen. He's a good friend of mine, and he taught me pretty much everything I know about cooking. So if you want a good meal, Italian food wise, head over to Parkland over there, and we'll take great care of you. But I learned all things Italian from working there for so long, and the al dente pasta comes with it.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Well, let's see. So far, I've tried the taco.
You need to try the chicken sandwich.
There. I'm going to go in. I guess
it's sandwich.
We're hoping you'll share it.
I'm not letting you share it. I'm going to have to go.
Maybe he should just stack all the burgers together. And
this
take one big bite.
becomes. I don't want to use words like disgusting pig, but this man really becomes. It's all
this thing.
Talk about the miso burger, miso hungry. He's all about me when it comes to
just
these
because
deals,
Jeffrey, this is what's it called? The Van Damwitch.
Yeah, the Van Damwitch.
Give me the description again because it looks like it's loaded for bear with a double.
Oh, yeah.
There goes the sharing principle.
So that has,
you notice that he licks
all
of the Oreo
I brought
cookies.
knives and everything.
Yeah.
So
Look at this guy, man. Oh my God.
We'll chop it up.
Yeah. Wow. It's dripping everywhere. It's dripping sauce everywhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that came about. We had a Van Dam
It's
day.
like a child in a back seat on the way back to Disney World. You know what I mean?
I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. Oh my God!
All right, so what was the story here? And that looks great, even though we're not going to get to try it, but it looks fantastic.
I mean,
so that is
he changed the oil in his car and he handles the stuff. That's what he does on the show.
That is a sandwich with 2 Louisiana-style fried chickens. We have marinated in buttermilk, pickle juice, hot sauce, and all sorts of spices that we have in our barbecue blend. We fry those to order on a mayonnaise seared bun with our homemade pickles on there, and our signature bomb sauce, which was actually named after Barrel of Monks Brewery. You see the acronym there. And I brought it about for one day, and it was so popular after that day, we decided, all right, let's keep it on the menu. So that's what we did.
Beautiful.
It's been a mainstay ever since.
What's the opinion there, Mike Mayo?
The opinion is that is it's a sloppy. It's how do I put this into words? It almost
you've actually silenced the food critic.
Instead of me consuming it,
Yeah.
it's like the sandwich consumed me.
Nice.
Interesting.
And that's a compliment.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like,
want that on Yelp.
I gave myself over to the sandwich. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the Van Damwich and the Van Damwich won. Look at this thing. It's splay. It was okay. I apologize. I've lost my manners. I've turned into Lubie
No, Lubie actually
2020.
has manners now, which is funny. Yeah. He follows at least a certain amount of decorum and protocol. Yeah.
Very tasty. I mean, it's not, it's fried. It's got that great flavor, the essence, the spices on the outside, not greasy in the least bit. I should have probably waited till we cut it up. It might be a knife and fork sandwich, but
It was before you guys. Yeah.
Well, lucky we still have all these burgers that we can use a knife for.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll pay to make
You don't
them
know what
another
it's
one.
like
I
to work
don't
with
want
this guy.
Defo
Yeah,
and
you don't
Lubie
know what it's
whining
like to
all
work
day,
with
like
this guy.
make the sandwich. You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
or germs all over it.
He
But
tends to dominate once the food comes.
Well,
Yeah,
lucky
it's
for you,
It's
you're
just
always
unfortunate.
passing by the place. You know where I am now.
Well, I won't pass by this place ever again because
You're
it's
going to
just
head right
unbelievable.
here.
Yeah. This is going to become an automatic. In fact, as if driven by a magnetic force field, my car is going to be pulling into this area here.
That's what I
'Cause
like. to hear.
I can't believe I've blown by here a zillion times and never stopped in
Well,
and didn't know about the place.
you just set up shop here recently,
Yes.
though, right?
It-
The second truck. And how long? When did you start at Barrel of Monks? It's been
Barrel of Monks has been 3 years, and
Oh,
we've
wow.
been there 7 days a week. Aside from the pandemic, we were shut down for 2 months, which is fine because my baby was born at the same time. Yeah, I had forced paternity time, which is unheard of in America. So I got to enjoy that. But we've only been here for about a month now, 5 days a week.
Oh, beautiful.
And as we grow our audience, we'll move on to more and more and continue to grow. And with your
How's the
support,
response been?
That's been awesome.
Yeah.
We see already a lot of the same familiar faces coming in, regulars. Some people that come over to Barrel of Monks live closer to here. So I've been seeing them frequent this location a lot more.
Yeah, that's nice. You built a second truck, so you
Mhm.
have two, trucks going simultaneously now. You've gotten enough people trained, and your crew is great. I met your other. Is that would you consider him your number two, Larry?
That's
there,
Larry Bear right there,
Yeah.
man. I can't do it without him. I would burn it down if I lost him. They screwed after that, you know.
No, and it's great for the people here in the 954 to have your burger, this Miso Hungry Burger that I hope you have on semi-regular basis, because that is my favorite with the cheese and the black garlic. So it's
You ought to grab a bite of that before we.
Well, I'm this time.
Knife.
We'll bring a knife. We'll get it cut during the next break, and then we'll just.
It's
dig
like
in.
going against Koufax. We get shut out every time.
Right.
So they bring the food.
So the Miso Hungry Burger was a former burger of the month that we had, and something special that we only do at this location every Sunday. I revisit one of my previous burgers of the month for only that day. So the Miso Hungry was here last week, and after that day, that was it. I took it off the menu. I just had enough of that aioli to make it happen. So I wanted to treat Mike to that. But
Fantastic.
you can have a
The
different
wings-
limited edition.
The
burger.
wings. You are not.
You didn't try the
bragging.
peanut butter and jelly.
I didn't
wing,
try.
I think you need to. I really do.
sometimes
Come on, I'll put a little
I'm a
blueberry on it
purist.
for you.
You're going to draw the line. Yeah, come on, Mayo. Being a little bit bald here,
not
Mr.
to top to-
Anthony
okay,
Bourdain.
why am I going to stop
peanut
now?
butter and
Why
jelly.
would
Let-
I stop?
let me
now?
help
Okay,
you.
Let me get.
You know what's
So-
nice? While Mayo is chomping down on that, and I'm
This-
sure it's going to be
These
a
other
favorable
wings
response.
are among the finest I've had, and that's the Thai chili. And boy, those are good.
Yeah,
plump.
those are my
The
favorite.
Really good.
impressive thing, one of the real impressive things, just meeting you two gentlemen here for the first time, the symmetry between the two of you and the approach that both of you have
Absolutely.
is it really, I mean, it sets the barometer very high. So you know you're going to come in here and have a quality experience.
Well, I really appreciate that experience.
No, it's very, very interesting, the two
mhm.
of you together.
Yeah, no, me and David work so well together. The communication is spot on, unlike I've ever had in a partnership, right? So
It's not like, hey, are those food truck guys here yet,
Yeah,
man? We're
yeah.
supposed to serve something.
Right.
No, really
no,
good symmetry.
he's got a really good vision, and him and I are constantly working towards that same goal and keeping open communication. David and his brother, Danny, who started this thing. They're just amazing people and so hospitable. And I'm very fortunate to have developed this relationship with them over the years.
These are available all the time? These
All the
recipes?
time,
wow,
brother.
Wow, you got me. You got me.
Good.
Absolutely
His fries,
amazing.
his
How's the
Brussels
peanut butter and jelly thing?
So, I got to tell you, usually I'm one of these grumpy old guys that's, I'm a purist. I don't like these extreme foods. I kind of really I'm digging these. And you know why? Because a lot of times when they do the PB&J thing, they spread on like
a burger.
The actual, no, they spread it out, the actual peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This, you have the chopped nuts. And you know me and Crunch, Defo.
Yes.
Yep.
So this, you have that glaze. And what is it, a grape? What
It's just a raspberry jam.
Raspberry jam.
Yeah.
A raspberry jam, which is beautiful with the wing.
Thank you.
And you get the crunch of the nut. I would say that if you have any nut allergies, maybe not the dish for you.
No.
But certainly a dish for me. That was great.
Just the thought of slathering wings with peanut butter did not appeal to me. I felt like this was definitely the best approach.
That's the way to go.
Do
You
people
hit it.
understand it
You
when
nailed it.
they order it? Do they know what they're getting into? Or
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I run a lot of ads. I put out a lot of videos constantly. Michael Mayo
you
was
should see
commenting
some of
on-
his Instagram video. He's a madman. He's great. He gets.
well, we need his help to
Yeah.
help promote the show.
We had Michael Mayo hooked with the lobster ice cream I was making. He can't wait to try a bite of that.
Yeah, he's doing that as a special. They're running a special dinner
Mhm.
with beer up at Barrel of Monks. When is that?
That's Sunday night. We are doing a closed event. It's a private secret 4-course menu. I gave everyone a little sneak peek with one of the components of one of the dishes that I'm doing, which is a lobster ice cream. You can check out that video on our social media, all major platforms. But that is one of the components going for our dessert course. And we get crazy with them. And
The man is a
go above and
madman in a
beyond.
good way. I say that with all due respect.
Thank you.
All right,
sir.
Chef Jeffrey
Great,
Eats out
great,
here. We're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
We'll make it a long break, and then me and Defo will come back to wrap up the week and talk
I want to
about.
wrap up some of this food.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Have to
Plenty
be
to go
doing
box
that.
for you guys.
We'll be back on the Lunchbox after these words. A great place for steaks, seafood, and more. Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop. It's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo here for Costas Greek Eatery and Pizzeria. If you want to take a trip to the Aegean without getting on a plane and no need for a passport, just go up to 1940 Northeast 49th Street in Pompano Beach, just west of Federal Highway, just a little bit north of Sample Road, and you will be transported to Greece along with a New York-style pizzeria. They do it both so well. They got Greek specialties like gyros and souvlaki and the grape leaves and the spinach pie, and also great New York thin, crisp New York-style Greek pizza with pepperoni. Don't miss that one. And of course, spinach and gorgonzola. Costa is a great guy. He'll smash a plate, say Opa, and greet and treat you like family. Go to Costas. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Tell him the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style. A pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food. in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox. We're here at Broski Ciderworks in Pompano Beach. Come on out this weekend. Find it. Plug it into your GPS. There are knives near me now. I can only say kind things about Chef Jeffrey because he is wielding a knife.
He's actually using some etiquette here, you know, cut the thing up.
Oh, I know. Look, is it possible, Defo, that I could get banished from my own show? Or
how do you lose your entire being like that? You're normally like
all right, so
somewhat considerate guy. I know you're a grumpy old man inside.
Well, cut it in four.
At least outwardly, you're usually fairly considerate to people.
Because Mayo
this was an atrocity.
Look at this. Lubie's giving directions to the chef of how to cut.
Well, no, because normally
he's a producer.
two works,
he's the ultimate.
I love you. You are a slob, and half of a sandwich.
Wait, when Lubie is calling me a slob, it might be time to turn in my critic's card.
Reconsider your credentials as a food critic. It really
Here's
is.
my excuse. And, you know, this morning on the Defo show, I was talking about how I got in my walk of life. I turned up very schwitzy and schmenky, as your words for me in the show,
both were right.
Schmenky. But I was schwitzy, but I also was bombarded by mosquitoes on my walk this morning. I don't know if
never
it rained.
Comfortable.
No,
thing.
so I'm going to plead like I either contracted Zika virus or maybe encephalitis because I've lost my mind.
I think it's Zika.
It was very, very rude of me to just dive into some of these sandwiches and basically contaminate them.
You knew you were doing it. See, that's the funny thing. You knew exactly you were going to end up owning that chicken sandwich.
Because
and I thought it would be the Miso hungry burger that you were going to dominate in that fashion, but it's like the old days where you'd have a plate of Oreo cookies and maybe you're having them with your brother, and then you just eat the cream out of the middle and put them back together, and then offer your brother a bite. And that's kind of what you did to us. So you shut out Lubie and me from
I don't
what looked like the most scrumptious thing.
You're not a fried chicken guy. You're more healthy. You like eating lean meats, and look at that thing. That looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's why
you had it already. What are you talking about?
That's why I want him to cut
leave
it.
your grubby
so
hands off of there, man. Maybe
the pickles and
consider
the whole
washing
fry.
Devo's not wrong. Like I do feel like I'm scolding a child half the time when I'm with Mike Mayo. Like, I'm like, no, Mike. No.
Well, this month is like gone off the rail. Like it seems like maybe it's me that all these places we're going, they're all trying to outdo each other. They see what's been on the show. Yep. And we thought,
and that's fine. I love the way we're building the show in this fashion. Each one is significantly more of a mind blower than a previous one.
If you remember back in November when it was audio only, and we're in the studio there, and I'm eating a McRib sandwich, that was probably the low point of my life.
The low point, yes, of all of our lives.
That was the nadir.
Yeah.
That was the nadir, and we're slowly climbing.
Got a big response though. It really did, and that was before we were simulcasting the show on the Let's Eat South Florida page, which has been a home run for us.
Yeah.
Now the pulled pork mac and cheese, I don't know that you can just call it. It should have some sensational.
Can we leave me a little? You guys are like an island.
That is fantastic.
Did you try? Did you
I had this fork here.
You got the fork working there, Defo?
Yeah, Lubie shut on a fork. Oh no, there's a fork.
There's a
Lubie.
fork there. There's some baskets. We're gonna chow down.
Everything outstanding. I mean, that was great. You could order that. The chicken sandwich looks outrageous there. I'm not sure if I'm going to touch that.
I mean, looks good. You ate
all
it.
of the other stuff, great. And you like the peanut butter and jelly.
I'm going into the chicken sandwich without the sandwich.
Just
take a bite of the actual
truffle fries. Worth the stop alone. If you're trying to look, I don't know, a little bit more healthy. These Brussels sprouts are fantastic. And I forgot what this was
it's
here.
Taco.
Oh, the open face.
That's
taco.
the pulled pork with Mongolian sauce. It's kind of like an Asian spicy sauce, and it looks like it's got some diced apples and other things there. It's very good.
Oh, try it.
And I can't believe how much I'm eating. I think if you count that taco.
Oh, wow, look at this.
I'm at sandwich number 39, 40. I'm going to have, the burger doesn't count. We're not counting burgers. So
all right.
We're going to be stuck on 40 going into the weekend. We're
going to have still several days to go.
It's going to be a big finish next week here on the Lunchbox because here we are. It's Friday. Monday, I'll be bringing in some sandwiches. We'll be doing the show from home, but then we've got remotes lined up for the last 2 days of Sandwich Month. On Tuesday, we're going to be out at my friend Dave, Stacy at Top Round.
That is great.
Roast beef.
It's all great.
That is great.
Oh, he's proclaiming it great.
I'm just restraining myself. It is. I want it on record that the two professionals have been eating all show. I, the one that's been made fun of for my eating habits for 12 years now, have not eaten anything.
Wait.
I had 2 fries.
We have. Okay,
I
I'm
had
glad
2
that you.
fries.
There's a giant arm coming in,
I had
blocking
2
the face of the
fries.
guest.
I'm glad that you amended the
2
record. You
fries.
didn't, it's not that you didn't eat anything. You've restrained
I have
yourself,
restrained myself
and you look
compared to you two.
good in comparison to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you get that arm reaching
Oh, good.
across, I
Well,
love
fries
that.
aren't good cold. Everything
No, you
else,
gotta have
I'll
it.
wait for it.
And he makes
What
really
a
good
wide variety of flavors, though, this man has on
this
display.
guy,
This Chef
Jeffrey
Jeff.
is great. And like I was
Wow.
saying, it's like Tom T was great. He just
Awesome.
slaughtered us
Yes.
with
Awesome.
his New Orleans,
Well,
Louisiana
yesterday,
kitchen.
Il Paisano.
And then Il
was-
Paisano, they raised the bar with the Italian feast. And now today, Chef Jeffrey. This is great.
This is the greatest concept we've ever
This
come up
is
with.
great.
I love doing shows from gambling establishments because I'm there to gamble anyway.
That's a nice move.
But this may be the transition I was looking for,
But-
much like you did, going from sports to food.
Yeah, but next month I pay the piper. I make visits to the cardiologist,
Yes.
my general practitioner.
We don't want to hear any
There's
of
going
these
to be blood
results.
work involved. There's going
Blood,
to
I
be,
think, is the key
there'll
word
be
there.
blood. There will be
There
blood.
will be blood.
You'll
There will be
spilling
yelling
blood.
and screaming. There will
Yeah.
be all kinds of admonishments. And then my doctor, my general practitioner, he's a foodie. So first he yells at me for being fat and my blood is all off the charts. And then he'll talk for the next 20 minutes about, oh, have you been here in Miami? It's fantastic. This is my life.
We
This
should
is the
check your
field-
blood pressure before and after every
These
show, 'cause
broadcasts,
it's
yeah.
unlikely to be going
I
down.
think the blood sugar
Yeah.
is the more key metric. That's the key, the KPI, as they say in business these days.
Phenomenal, though. I mean,
Yeah, this is
you would
amazing.
never think, in a million years, you see Broski Ciderworks, and then, you have a food truck out there, and you're thinking,
No, the
But,
level of
wow,
the game
I mean,
has
this-
changed so much.
this is
You know,
like
these
going to a
food
fancy
trucks
restaurant.
used to be like a little bit scared. Oh, can I eat pork from a truck? These guys, Jeff,
No.
he's quality control. Flavors are great. I just looked. It's a brand new truck. He spent an arm and a leg on it, and it's got all this high tech equipment, all the safety and health features. They are subject to inspections, and it's fresh. He's churning out product every day, so he's going through the stuff. It's not sitting around.
When I like
What
to look, and you guys talked about it, it's something we've talked about a lot. Back in the day, you'd get tacos or you'd get a burger. These food trucks really are setting the trail for creativity.
Oh yeah,
They really test the boundaries of food in an amazing way, in a way that a lot of restaurants are scared to.
it's
maybe-
not white linen, but they're not afraid to experiment with
Yes,
flavors
they
and
push it.
boldness, and again, a lot of it is in the form of handhelds and
Yeah,
bowls and things. But the flavor and the quality of the ingredients, it's great. Hey, I want to talk a little tennis because
Yeah.
we're almost at the end
Got
of the
1
week
minute.
in the show, but. The guy won't take his jab. Djokovic is not going to be
Yeah.
in the U.S. Open. I mean, what do you think of that?
You know what? I've gone past the point where I have any judgment about whether a guy gets vaccinated
Yeah,
or not.
it's
That's pretty
your
much their business. I
Right.
think we're at the stage now, which you've had all the vaccinations, as have I. I've been fortunate. I've dodged COVID. May have had a little taste of it in the very beginning. Didn't even know what it was, but certainly, what wasn't knocked out by it. And then once the vaccine was available, I'm all in. I want all the vaccine I can get my hands on. If he doesn't want to do it, that's fine. But unfortunately, the consequence is that as a non-U.S. citizen, he can't travel to the States
We all have
unless he
choices
has the
to make.
vaccination.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it
the
sucks.
restrictions have been lessened, it seems, but that's still in place. And
Yeah.
so, guess what? You're not playing in the U.S. Open.
No, again,
that sucks.
everybody has choices to make. He makes the choice not to take the jab, not to get vaccinated for whatever reasons.
He had COVID also.
Well,
which
he's
is
had
weird.
it twice.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
I've had it a couple of times, even though I've been vaccinated. But again, because I was vaccinated, it turned into, it was really nothing.
Like a cold.
It wasn't even a cold. It was barely a cold. It was just I lost my sense of smell and taste for a couple of days, which is a little bit
Well, no,
alarming.
that would be
That
impossible
freaked you
here,
out.
man.
little
Imagine if you were
alarming.
in that condition on this. On this
No, but
game.
it's sad for tennis fans that the guy, in a way,
Joker.
is
Yeah.
being a little bit selfish. But again, it's his body and his
He's
choice.
a little bit of a polarizing
His body,
guy.
his choice.
Yeah.
That's my mantra, whether it's women or men, and whether they're athletes or not. But he won't be able to defend
but you have to live
or
with
It's
the
unfortunate
consequences of your
because
choices.
he was in a position
Yeah.
to tie Nadal as having
Yeah.
the most Grand Slams.
But he'll have to
He'll
wait
probably
till
eclipse him eventually,
France.
but
or women.
yeah, but
Not
it's
Australia.
unfortunate.
They're not going to let him in Australia.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for
That's
this
it?
week. Yeah, we're
That
at
is another
54
$100,
minutes.
sir.
The time flies when you're stuffing your face. That's what I've learned here on the
Yeah, well, no,
Lunchbox.
you've taken a new approach. to
And we're
broadcast.
also sipping all the good
Yeah.
ciders. I've got the
Big thank you to
last
David,
of my
Danny,
Chris-
Jeffrey.
Dave and Jeff, I mean,
Thank you so
and
much,
unbelievable.
Larry as well.
David Verdugo at Broski Ciderworks. Come on out here, see him, see Jeffrey of Jeffrey Eats Food Truck, and we'll see you on Monday with more sandwiches, more food, more fun. For Jeff Defo DeForest, Mike Lubie Lubitz, Mike Stuff Your Face and Drip Stuff Everywhere Mayo, reminding you to have fun and enjoy every sandwich.